You know when you see a movie trailer and you just know deep down inside, you have a gut feeling that the movie is going to be terrible. You just know it. You see everything you need to see about it to form that opinion, even before you've seen the movie. Well, Madame Web is exactly that. Now, normally I don't make my judgments before I've seen the movie, obviously. Even if it looks terrible in the trailer, I still give it a shot and form my own opinions after. I've been thoroughly surprised by a few movies that I thought looked terrible, and vice versa. With that in mind, I'm not going to claim flat out that Madame Web is a bad movie because obviously I haven't seen it. But I do have a very strong feeling that this movie is going to be absolute trash, and in this video I'm going to explain why. Madame Web tells the standalone origin story of one of Marvel Publishing's most enigmatic heroines. The suspense-driven thriller stars Dakota Johnson as Cassandra Webb, a paramedic in Manhattan who develops the power to see the future, and realizes that she could use that insight to change it. Forced to confront revelations about her past, she forges a relationship with three young women bound for powerful destinies, if they can all survive a deadly present. That is the synopsis of the movie according to Sony Pictures, and stars Sydney Sweeney, Isabela Merced, Mike Epps, and others. Where do I even begin with this? I guess a good start is asking who on earth actually asked for this movie. I mean seriously, what is the demographic that they're trying to target with this? The superhero craze has been declining for the past year or so. Rare hits like Spiderverse hold up the genre on its back. Marvel and Disney have been dropping duds for a while now, and it seems that Quantaumania and The Marvels and so many others weren't enough to get people craving more and to the theaters. It's a dying genre that is losing its spark, even if people are still coming out to watch these movies, which compared to 3 years ago, it's not even close. So in that same vein, Sony is holding on to dear life to the Spider-Man property, while they continue to try and create a Spider-Man universe of some kind to continue profiting off the character, or at least with everything associated with the beloved IP. And thus, we have this movie, Madame Web. It's really a huge head-scratcher though, as to why they decided to explore and make a full-blown $100 million or whatever movie about a character that really isn't that popular or relevant, from what I'm hearing. But anyways, why is it that I think this movie is going to be an absolute bust? I think it's best that I just show you why. So this is a 60-second feature snippet of the movie that was released, and it's everything you need to know about it. I'm not going to show the entire thing, but I'm just going to be showing a few clips and commenting off it.
She sees things that she doesn't know if they're dreams.
I don't understand what's happening.
Who are you? What is going on?
Okay, so first off, act like you care just a little bit. I'm not saying Dakota Johnson or Sydney Sweeney are bad actors, because they aren't. But come on now, Sweeney's delivery was drier than the desert.
I can see the future.
Oh, she didn't see that coming?
That's not how it works.
Okay, in that scene, I don't even know if Dakota Johnson was acting. It sounded like a blooper that they just left in.
There's all of these different webs that she's putting together.
I've seen that man before.
Okay, it's really not that deep, y'all, I promise.
Develop into the superheroes that ultimately kill him.
Okay, did they just spoil the movie? Anyways, the quality is rivaling that of a TV movie. The actual trailer is even worse and shows a bland and cliche superhero film that fails on a technical level. The editing is choppy, and it's not just for the trailer. You could tell that that's how it is in the movie. On top of that, the choreography of the fighting sequences seems disjointed and awkwardly paced. But it doesn't end there. I'm not entirely sure if they put any effort into the actual look or cinematography of the movie. It looks bland and like any other movie. Now, of course, I'm not expecting Stanley Kubrick here, but it's like they didn't even put any kind of thought into this at all. Okay, so technically speaking, I wasn't impressed. But then you throw in probably the most cardboard acting I've seen from each of these individual actresses. Dakota Johnson as Madame Web sounds like she does not want to be there, and is ultimately a strange casting. I'm not entirely sure why Johnson and Sydney Sweeney in particular took on this project, other than obviously the money. If you look at the trajectory of their careers, they really haven't done anything close to a big action superhero blockbuster like this, and it's very clear that it's completely out of their element. Again, I'm not saying that they are bad actresses, because when given the right role, both of them excel. I've seen some really good performances from both of them, but this just isn't it. I'm not here to hate for the sake of it. If you think this looks good, I'm envious that you think that. But let this be a reminder that plastering cardboard female leads in a group is not going to work unless you back it up with quality writing. That alone is not enough to make a movie. And time again, it's all about the writing and how you let the writing speak for the character itself, and you aren't just pandering. Speaking of the writing, in this trailer, Madame Webb is practically spoon-feeding the audience exposition with zero subtlety. Just hear this.
Who is he?
Ezekiel Sims. He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
It's like they had Dakota Johnson just read the backstory written in the footer of the script. Absolutely no subtlety, no natural telling of a story, just straight up line for line telling you exactly what happened. And they do this so much like the audience is stupid. And if you have half a brain, you'll understand and see right through this. But I'm actually going to give this a bit of a pass because perhaps this little moment of exposition was just for the trailer. But honestly, that's stretching it. Another big FU to the audience is the fact that this is completely inaccurate to the comics. I'm not even much of a comic guy myself, but it didn't take much research on the character to realize that they completely strayed a couple of light years away from the source material. This is what Madame Webb looks like in the original comics. Even the younger version of her has a completely different hairstyle and just looks completely different. I'm guessing this is more of an origin story, obviously, but still, at least try to stay somewhat faithful to the source material you're about to butcher. So because of all that, I think I could say with full certainty that Madame Webb will not be a hit in any sense of the word. I can guarantee, at least in a box office standpoint, I'm pretty confident that this movie is not going to get its money back. If we've learned anything, it's that quality will always outmatch the same cliched and overdone superhero movies with lackluster writing and just no real effort or heart put into them. It seems like more pandering at the end of the day, and it's just a shame because there's so many cool ideas. And honestly, I think that Madame Webb, as far as looking into the future and preventing certain things from happening, is a cool idea. It's not new at all. It's not a new premise, but that is a cool idea that could be explored, especially with different elements or different characters going into it. I'm not opposed to the idea. I don't even care what gender it is. I'm just saying that it's unfortunate that it's kind of wasted on something that seems to have no soul to it or no actual heart. Marvel lost millions of dollars last year, and this same formula is just becoming obsolete. It's time to change some things going forward, or at least start putting some more thought into the superhero genre. We'll have to revisit this video once the movie comes out, but my guess is that it'll be rated somewhere between 5 and 6 out of 10 on IMDb and IGN and other places, and I'm gonna throw out maybe a number 58% on Rotten Tomatoes. I know that's oddly specific, but that sounds about right for a movie like this. If I'm right, everybody watching this video owes me at least $100. But what do you think of Madame Webb? At least the trailer or everything that we know so far. Are you excited to see it? If so, let me know below. You know, obviously, I'm open to all the opinions and everything of the people watching, so appreciate it. And speaking of that, if you liked this video and want to see more, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest videos just like this. And stick around and check out the videos on the screen that are about to pop up in a second if they already haven't. Anyways, until next time, signing off.